Well, Denny Bedard, my friend, before we get to him in about 15 or so minutes, I got Dennis Staves, the head coach of the Zootown All Stars.
Yeah, he's just taking a little breather after work there before he has to go back to work at 7 o'clock tonight. So.
The senior girls Little League softball coach, the defending World Series champions of 2015. And Denny, wouldn't you know it, they're going back to Delaware to defend that title.
Oh, yeah, ho-hum, another World Series.
It is.
Just part of the course.
That's the kind of people we bring, champions, onto this show.
Yes, we have the magic touch.
Sports Talk tonight with Gurnz and Bedard.
Yes.
How you doing, Denny?
I'm doing great.
It's very warm out.
It is, and it's kind of carried into here. A little bit toasty in here, but hopefully everybody will be okay.
And get off my lap.
Oh, yeah.
Remind me of Jolene.
Well,
sorry about that.
I'm still recovering from the devastating news from earlier this afternoon. It's not devastating.
Well, and when we will get to that news in about 1 minute. This is Sports Talk Tonight. We are live from the KGVO studios. On the AM dial, 1290. On the FM side, 101.5. Remember, we are streaming worldwide on newstalkkgvo.com. Follow us on Twitter at Sports Talk Back. Our phone number is 406-721-1290. And before we get to the goings-on in the sporting world and Missoula softball and Grizzly auction and golf tournament this weekend.
Right, yeah. Got to talk about that.
Boy, big breaking news, and I'm happy and I'm sad all at the same time.
I know. It's the same deal. You're excited for what lies ahead with a little free time on his hands now. At the same time, you're thinking, wait, no, if he leaves, does that mean the program leaves too? I mean, they're kind of attached at the hip. What's going on?
I've got the same feeling as I did when Wayne Tinkle took the job at Oregon State. And it's funny because we had Coach Selvig in here 2 weeks ago.
Well, no, it's been a little longer than that. But we had him in here. I think sometime in maybe in June. You're right. 4 or 5 weeks ago, he dropped in.
And wouldn't you know it, he after 38 years at the helm of the Lady Grizz basketball program, he decides that you know what, if he's not able to give it his all and with vigor and what have you, he's not going to give it at all, and he's going to retire.
I guess we shouldn't assume that everybody out there knows what we're talking about for the benefit of those who haven't heard yet. I think they announced it officially about 4 hours ago that University of Montana Lady Grizz head basketball coach Robin Selvig announced his retirement after 38 years on the job. And we're not talking about a year-long farewell tour. We're talking about 30 days or 31 days. August 31st is his final day on the job. So what will a retired head coach do for 30 days, do you suppose? And the release that came out today on the Montana Grizzly website on gogrizz.com, it was announced this week. So I'm thinking, they probably figured this all out a day or two ago, but Robin, he said, no, you don't announce this until I've had a chance to talk to everybody who's affected by it. For example, the players. Now, I'm sure a number of the players stayed here during the summer, but not all of them. So he probably had to get on the horn a lot and just meet with everybody. And he wanted to make very, very sure that this news would not get out and fall on ears on someone's ears that should have known ahead of time.
Sure, and and I don't claim to know Robin Selvig very well at all, but he seems to keep everything close to the vest, and he's a quiet guy, and I'm sure that it was a decision that him and his wife probably made, and
and that's what I mean by not announcing that this will be my last season, just announcing last season was my last season, because he doesn't want to go to a bunch of Big Sky Conference arenas and get dozens of roses and
rocking
plaques, and maybe a portrait of him bullfighting on velvet. Who knows? But
I loved his quote. He said, "The players have always given me their best," and he said, "Can I still give them my best?" And he said, "I don't like that question, and I don't like that feeling.
Yes.
I don't like not being fired up for next year. The players deserve me at my best, and I don't know if I have the energy to keep it going. There are mixed feelings, but I think the time is right." And
that was a phenomenal quote. There is a press conference tomorrow late tomorrow morning in the Sky Club, and Athletic Director Kent Haslam will be on hand and discuss the future. And you and I have been chitty-chatting about that already a little bit, and we're probably saying a lot of the same things that a lot of other people in Missoula are saying about, a successor. But we don't know.
No. Yeah, the obvious choice and the natural choice would be Shannon Kate Schwain, who's been there with him for 24 years, along with Trish Deuce Olsen. She's been there for 22 years.
Yeah.
Coaching there with Robin, but you never know.
Right.
We don't know somebody'd even want it. So
it is a logical step, but you're absolutely right. Is that where the interest is, and it has to be. But,
well, and get this, same basketball coach since 1978, women's basketball coach, in 38 seasons. 36 of them were winning. 31 20-win campaigns, 24 conference championships, 21 NCAA tournament appearances, 21 times coach was named conference's coach of the year by his peers. Mm-hmm. In Dahlberg Arena, 511-61, almost 900 winning percentage.
Yeah. And even his career, I mean, I think it's like 752 is something amazing like that. Career winning percentage at home and on the road. In
2005, Street and Smith's, which is a very qualified college magazine out there, ranked the Lady Grizz number 7 on its list of the greatest college basketball programs of all time.
Wow.
Behind Tennessee, Connecticut, Stanford, and others. Number 7, I mean, that's crazy. And I tell you what a great man. He's. I think we gave him plenty of accolades the last time he was here.
Oh, yeah.
Not knowing this was going to happen and there are going to be more to come.
Well, once the dust has settled on everything, I'm sure he will grace us with his presence. He'll come in sometime during the basketball season, and I'd like to think that sitting courtside doing public address work, I'll look over my shoulder and he'll have his season tickets there watching them play, but maybe his attitude will be, well, no, I don't want to be lurking over the new coach's shoulder. Who knows?
Maybe he'll be up in the
rafters. He might move somewhere. We got more guests downstairs. All right,
watching with Naseby up there in Dahlberg Arena.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty good. So.
Anyways,
well, congratulations, Rob. We will miss you, to be sure.
Big news, Denny. Do we want to just get to some quick trivia here?
We should dive into trivia because Dennis is here and they've got practice tonight, and I think there's more guests waiting downstairs, and I'll bet you Jennifer Bedard would be nice enough to go let them in right now. But yeah, we got to get to trivia.
Was that a hint, Denny?
Yes, it was. It was. Brought to you by Fuddruckers on North Reserve, world's greatest hamburgers. Whatever you order off that amazing Fuddruckers menu, you get to top it yourself. And by the way, you can take Fuddruckers to go. They'll supply the ground beef, with that special seasoning in there. You cook it up wherever you are, the barbecue, the family picnic, whatever. They'll provide all the buns and all the toppings, too. So check that out. Ask them about it at Fuddruckers on North Reserve. From Happy Days Car Wash, voted Missoula's favorite car wash again in this year's Missoulian Reader Poll. A deluxe wash, courtesy of Brent and the Crews. At Happy Days Car Wash, you can use that at either of their locations on Brook Street. And we'll set you up with a couple Osprey tickets, too. I got you 2 reserve seat tickets to the Osprey game on August 13th. That's a Saturday night, but you're saying, man, that's a long ways down the road. Well, after Sunday, the Osprey are out of town for about 12 days. They're going on a pretty long road trip. Probably that Southern Division swing. They probably got to go down and play Orem and Grand Junction, all that. But they will be back in town on August 12th. We've got 2 reserve seat tickets for the Saturday, August 13th game against Grand Junction. So, as usual, a phenomenal prize package at 721-1290. 721-1290 if you know the answer to our trivia. And as Scott and I were talking about, it's the end of an era to be sure with today's announcement that Robin Selvig will be retiring as head coach of the Lady Grizz basketball team effective August 31st. Now, that first season back in 78-79, the coach went 13-13. Next season improved to 19-10, and then in 1980-81 went 22-8 and won the conference title. Not the Big Sky Conference, though. Back then, the Lady Grizz competed in A, the Northwest Women's Basketball League, B, the Mountain West Conference, or C, the Skyline Conference. In the first few years under Coach Selvig, the Lady Grizz competed in A, the Northwest Women's Basketball League, B, the Mountain West Conference, or C, the Skyline Conference. We need a winner in the worst way at 721-1290 there, Gurnz.
All right, Denny. Sports Talk tonight is brought to you in part by Orange Street Food Farm, locally owned and operated grocery store featuring the freshest fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, and a great beer and wine selection. And by Grizzly Liquor, located downtown next to the Iron Horse. Big Sky, big selection, and online at grizzlyliquor.com. When we come back, Dennis Staves and special guests from the Zootown All Stars when we come back on Sports Talk tonight.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
We're back. Sports Talk tonight, brought to you in part by Bell McCall Ford. Great selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Your low-cost auto dealer for over 100 years in beautiful downtown Hamilton. Denny, I do believe you have a winner over there.
I do. It is Mr. Ron Ewart of Missoula, Montana. How you doing tonight there, Ron?
I'm doing good, thanks. Hey, I know Chris. We started the Raptors together back in 2005. You remember that?
What was that, Ron? Say that again?
I said that Chris Stratton and I helped start the Missoula Raptors.
Oh, is that right?
Semi-pro football.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the Missoula Raptors, and they were they playing the Rocky Mountain Football League?
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
yeah.
cool. All right.
Very cool.
Well, then you're a sports dude, so you didn't just stumble on Sports Talk tonight by accident.
No,
you sought us out.
I listen to it always.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, you heard about the end of the era. Coach Robin Selvig announcing his retirement. And that first season in 78-79, he went 13-13, then moved it up to 19-10, and then 22-8 in 1980 and 81, and won the conference title. It wasn't the Big Sky Conference yet, though. It was the Lady Grizz competed in the A, Northwest Women's Basketball League, B, the Mountain West Conference, or C, the Skyline Conference. What do you think there, Ron?
It was the Northwest Women's Basketball League.
The NWBL, the Mountain Division, mind you. Lady Grizz went to a postseason tournament that year, and they lost in the opening round of the AIAW tournament. There's a lot of letters that people are forgotten in this deal. They lost to Wayland Baptist. But, yeah, they were the Northwest Women's Basketball League. I think it was for 4 years, and then they actually joined what was then known as the the Mountain West Conference before it all became the Big Sky. So do you follow the local baseball and softball scene, Ron?
Somewhat. I coached Mount Jumbo Little League this year.
Oh, very good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be Coach listening to Coach then. We hope you stay with us and listen to Dennis Staves. I think he brought some players in with him, too. So we'll get your prize package mailed out to you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ron, you were our latest winner there, Gurnz.
Cool. Thank you, Ron. Very cool. Yeah. And like you said, Coach, Denny, very happy once again. Almost kind of a honorary member of the band. He could be a roadie. Dennis could.
Oh, the house band?
Yeah. Dennis could be one of our roadies. This is number 2 for him.
Well, he doesn't come in that often.
What's number 2? You could roadie.
I guess I could bother him more.
Carry the gear. We need people to carry the gear.
Real nice, yeah.
Come on. Get with me here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Bet he's pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Depends on where we're going.
You probably carry some gear now anyway, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll carry the gear to Delaware.
Hauling it all over, heck. Yeah.
Hey, we're very happy. Our guest brought to you by First Montana Bank, your home for free Centennial checking, plus unlimited cash back every time you use your debit card, online at firstmontanabank.com. They are our sponsor of our guests, and we have in studio head coach Dennis Staves of the Zootown All Stars, and he's brought a couple players with him, Amber and Kayla Hickethier. That's a tongue twister. And we got them in studio.
He goes up Guernsey, too.
Yeah, so I can't even pronounce my last name half the time. But, Dennis, welcome back, and congratulations once again. You guys making another trip to Delaware here.
Yeah, well, thank you. Been quite a week. This last week, the regional tournament was here in Missoula, and we went 6-1 in regionals and beat Hawaii in the finals last night.
Well, and it was I was following in the paper, and it was pretty amazing. You guys lost 11-10, I believe, in that first game, and I read that this was the first time that you guys had actually even got together and played as a team, and what I also find really amazing is you were a very I don't want to say senior oriented team, but you were a very veteran team last year that ends up winning the World Series, and now you're so young. Tell us how amazing it's been, because it's been kind of crazy.
Well, how these teams are set up. We have a league that the girls play in, and every Monday night we played 3 games on Monday night, and we just mixed the teams up so that every team had pitchers and everything else. And off that, we picked the All-Star team. And this year we had 5 high school kids that were out there playing, so they were on it, and then we ended up with 13 players. we got one 8th grader, and the rest of them are going to be freshmen in high school. That's how that came about.
So the age groups for you guys for the division is 13 through 16-year-olds, and like you were saying a moment ago, majority of the teams are 14 to 16. You guys, how many 13-year-olds are on your team?
Well, we got one 13, and most of these kids are just turned 14, and then also most of these kids have never played on a team that's ever really had a lot of success, and they were pretty darn excited last night.
I bet.
Well, I suppose it was kind of a little bit different challenge for you in that, of course, fans and parents, what have you, have a little bit different set of expectations a lot of times than the kids do. But it wasn't like you went into this thing this year thinking, well, just it's par for the course. We'll be back to the World Series with this team. But what was it about these kids? Was it just that they didn't have any expectations, so they had no fear, or what are these kids like this year?
Well, they were, number one, they're all very coachable, which made the season fantastic, and I think they just started bonding together, and every game they just got a little bit better, and even the umpires and fans out there at the fields were telling us that they could see the improvement. Every game we just got a little bit better. We hit a little better. The fielding got a little better. We started the thing off with Hawaii, and probably the top 5 hitters on the team were the only ones that hit. By the time we played Hawaii last night, everybody was hitting the ball. And it was
that's great.
I don't know. It was just the confidence level grew every game, and I think that's what made the difference.
Wow.
How many? Dennis Staves, head coach for the Zootown All Stars, the defending World Series champions.
Yeah. You got
it. What? How many players are on this year's team that were on last year's team, and how have they been in kind of showing the new girls the way to get things done?
We have one player on the team that was with us last year.
One, Gurnz. One. From a World Series champion team, and they're going back.
Molly Milko was on our team last year, and she's been a great help. I think she's tried to tell these kids a little bit what to expect. It's the regional tournament was, it's something that you have to be there to experience it. Now, hopefully she's getting enough word out to them that what to expect at the World Series, because it's a pretty awesome thing to participate in.
What can they expect? Do they what's the protocol? Do they roll out the red carpet for you and just how do they treat you?
They treat us very well. They we get put up in a motel that's all for the Little League players and coaches. There's a huge room downstairs where there's food in it 24/7 downstairs.
Yeah.
They feed us breakfast, lunch, and dinners.
Players are pretty happy about that.
They like that, and we try to get out and jump around in the Atlantic Ocean a little bit. We try to do that. There's also a boardwalk down in Ocean City. We get one day off, and we'll plan a trip down to Ocean City, the boardwalk down there, and that's quite an experience if they've never been there before.
You're probably not the only repeaters. Will you see some of the opponents that you saw last year or maybe even the year before?
It's hard to say. I think it's fairly uncommon to repeat. I know to repeat 3 times is probably
that's
very
phenomenal.
uncommon. Last year, there was nobody there last year that was there the year before. So,
gosh. All right, so you're not quite sure who all you're going to see this year?
No, we have no idea. And that's kind of the fun of thing about it, because you don't know what competition level you're going to see or what to expect from the other teams.
And how many teams qualify for this?
I think there's a total of 8 teams there. There's like 4 from the United States and 4 from Japan. Or there's Philippines, Czechoslovakia, Canada, and I think there's one other one.
Mm-hmm. Double elimination, round robin sort of thing?
It's a round robin. It's a pool play, and then the rankings in the pool decide, put you into playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, I think we probably asked you this when you were here last year celebrating the championship, but talk a little bit, you talked about the personnel and how good they treat you. What about the facility itself? What is that like?
It's very nice. There's the amazing thing is, I think what's the most amazing part of the thing is you drive into the parking lot, and here's these great big ESPN semis sitting there with all the big dishes and antennas up, and the atmosphere just explodes at that point in time.
Yeah.
I remember last year I was at I don't know if it was a birthday party or what, but I just so happened to catch it on TV, and well, there went the birthday party.
Yeah,
So I watched that.
I watched it too.
That championship game, and it was outstanding.
Yeah. Wonder how many times the coaches watched it in the past year. Do you suppose?
A few.
How many? So 16. I was going to say any of your former players gone on to play college?
Yeah, our pitcher from last year, actually, Macy Newberry, went to. She's at West Point right now, going through basic training at West Point.
I remember that.
Kendall Rauch's going to Eastern Arizona. Natalie Schwab is going to Lewis and Clark College. And seemed like there's another one there, but that's the three main ones there. They got scholarships. So, yeah, it was pretty good deal.
How would you evaluate the competition you faced in the regional that you just won? Did you look at some of these teams that were coming in and going, oh boy, how are we gonna do that? You had to face some pretty good clubs, and it sounded like a lot of them could generate some offense.
Oh yeah, Southern Cal and Hawaii were the other two really good teams that were out there. The Hawaii team was basically the same team we beat last year. Okay. And I don't know if they'll ever come back after this, but they're amazing ball players. And I watched that Southern Cal Hawaii game yesterday before our game, and I was watching that going, oh man, I don't know. And these kids came out yesterday and made believers out of everybody.
Dennis, we're going to take a quick break here in about a minute, and then we'll talk to the girls. But before we go, it says you guys are holding a fundraiser.
Yes, we are. One of the main things, Little League pays for our trip out there and our trip back, the planes, and all the food and all that kind of stuff. One of the things that's really nice for us to do, if we can raise up enough money, is to rent a couple of vans. So we're not depending on they have a bus that the fields are actually about 10, 15 miles away from the motel.
Okay.
And so they have a bus that shuttles you back and forth, and it really limits you to what you get to do. And it also makes it hard to get any kind of practice in or anything else. So what we do is the girls are out shaking the bushes today and downtown. They went to out to lunch, and but the donations I know are tax deductible, and the person to get a hold of is Kevin Milko, 546-8863, or Doreen Spitzer at 370-5550. Any support we get, I mean, even if it's $10, it really helps us out a lot.
Yeah. So you're not setting up like a fundraising. I mean, there's just not time. I mean,
there's no time at all. We leave Saturday morning.
So this is kind of not GoFundMe, but it's just if you folks out there want to make a contribution to the Senior Girls Little League softball team, the Zootown All Stars, go ahead and contact one of those two people, Kevin or Doreen. Okay, we'll give out those phone numbers again.
There could be a GoFundMe set up too. I know the parent.
Oh, is there? Okay.
There is. There's
one
on
one on Facebook.
Well, there we go.
There you go. See, these players know a lot more what's going on than the coach does.
Right.
And we'll ask Amber how to get there when we come back.
Yeah.
How about that? Hey, when we
can be our social media chair.
There you go. When we come back, Amber and Kayla Hickethier off of the Zootown All Stars.
Who else? We got more of them back there too?
Nope.
I can't see everybody back there.
Nope. On Sports Talk Tonight. We'll be right back.
Sports Talk Tonight, live from the KGVO studio.
Missoula Sports.
We're back. Sports Talk tonight with Gurnz and Bedard, brought to you in part by Jerry Wessel's Tire Center. Locally owned Les Schwab Tire Center provides the best tire value promise. Visit them online at jerrywesselstirecenter.com. And by CHS Mountain West Co-op, Western Montana's source for Cenex fuel, feed, fertilizer, clothing, and tech. For over 75 years, all our guests are brought to you by First Montana Bank, and we've got a couple more right now, Dane.
Yeah.
Amber and Kayla Hickethier from the Zootown All Stars. Welcome, girls.
Hi.
Who wants to go first?
Go.
Yeah.
We'll get to Amber first. Amber, Amber, the pitcher on the Zootown All Stars. I see you got a couple of wins on Sunday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, kind of leading the way. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Tell us how you got to be a part of the Zootown All Stars. Where do you go to high school? Let's start with that.
I go to high school at Sentinel High School.
Okay. And you've been part of their program?
Yeah.
For
2 years.
And you're 16, so you're going to be a junior this year?
Yes.
Okay. And coming into the, coming into this season, I don't know if there was a lot of expectations, but with being World Series champions the year before, was it a lot of expectations on you coming in, joining the team, or was it just kind of like, hey, I'm just going to go out and play my game?
I think it was just go playing the game. Like, we have a really young team, and we didn't really expect much out of that. Just to play and have fun, but like we kept getting better and better, and it was really surprising.
What did you see that kept getting better and better? I mean, not only just in yourself. You can talk about yourself if you want, but as other players on the team. What did you see that you kept going? Wow, yeah, we can do this. We're all right.
I think once we lost to Hawaii, I won, and they're a really good team that we thought we can do this. So instead of just shutting down and completely going out, we just kept fighting our butts off, and that's how we did it.
Yeah, that's not bad. It said, well, if they just threw their best punch and they could only take us by one, we're probably okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, after I saw that game 11-10, I was like, oh, that's too bad. And I was like, well, that's, being so young and all the new players on the team, you're like, boy, using 11-10, that's not that bad. And then you guys started getting on a roll.
Yeah.
Started getting on a roll.
Now, I missed some of the prelim prep talk before because I was working the board here, but is this your first year with the Zootown All Stars? Because you had other commitments last year, or
as a senior, yeah, it is. But
okay.
I played juniors last year and went to Arizona for that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's what it was.
So the juniors are age 12 and 13?
14.
12 through 14?
Yeah.
Okay. And last year there was almost like a feeder team.
Yeah, the farm team. The AAA team.
Exactly.
Gurnz, yes.
And then why the Zootown team is so young this year is because they didn't have enough girls come out for the juniors, forcing all them to come up and grow up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Did that kind of concern you? Amber, coach was saying he's got about three less players this year than last. Did that concern you, thinking, well, we're, for one thing, we're a little inexperienced, but we don't have a lot of guys on this team.
It did concern me a little bit, and I thought we would maybe win a couple games at the most, but we really pulled it through.
Yeah. So that first game, even though you lost, that was a big deal. What about game 2? Did that just boost your confidence that much more? You must have beat another really good team then, huh?
Yeah, it really did. Winning that game really pushed us forward, and then winning after that, we kept going up the scale.
This is just a snowball downhill.
Yeah.
How did you play? How do you think you did? Do you feel pretty good about your game going into the World Series?
I do feel pretty good about my pitching and stuff.
Okay. Are you strictly on the mound, or do you get to play other positions as well?
When I'm not pitching, I play first.
Okay.
And Taylor Brinkman goes in and pitches.
Right. I remember Coach saying, I was quoting the paper saying, well, we're pretty inexperienced. He's playing possum is what he's doing, obviously. But, well, we don't have a lot of experience, but as long as we got a couple of pitchers. Yeah. We got these two girls. I think we'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And we got one of them here. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, hey, why don't we get to the other Hickethier?
Get Kayla over here.
Come
on over, Kayla.
Kayla, younger sister of Amber, 15 years old, and as well goes to Sentinel High School, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yes, and plays softball. And you hit 5 home runs this weekend, is that what I read?
Yep.
That's pretty good, including a grand slam.
Yeah. I think you have to walk back from Delaware if you don't hit at least 6, but that's probably did not see that in the contract there, but no, that's a heck of a performance, because I'm sure they weren't they weren't facing a bunch of weak pitching in a regional tournament like that.
Sure. And how was the pitching this weekend? I mean,
it was pretty good. There's some faster pitchers and slower pitchers, but they had a lot of off-speed pitches too.
Uh-huh.
What are you looking for? Is that what you're kind of looking for? Are you looking at the coach for a sign to something to watch? What kind of pitch do you really like? If you get 5 home runs in that tournament, is there any particular pitch you're kind of looking for in terms of high, low, inside, outside? Just kind of watching. What is your pitch that you're kind of waiting on there?
Towards the middle. I don't know. It's kind of
the one that's really big right across the middle of the plate.
Yeah, that beach ball coming at me. That's a good one. I'll take that one.
And now, you guys being sisters, have you guys always played together on the same teams usually?
No.
We did when we were like 10, and then
That was for a year.
Yeah, we fought a lot, but
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you are sisters. Yeah. Pretty neat deal to be going to Delaware with your sis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most besides playing, going over to Delaware?
I think it's just going to be a fun experience with the whole team and having a bunch of people and meeting new people from all over the world. I think that's going to be pretty fun to experience.
What is the whole friends and family reaction to all that? I guess you just clinched the title last night, so maybe there hasn't been enough time for it all to sink in, but what kind of contact? Everybody's got to be just thrilled for you, huh? Probably more relatives than you realized you had.
Yeah. A lot of people knew about it that I didn't even know they knew that I played softball, but they kind of just like Snapchatted me. They're just like, "You're going to the World Series?" And I'm just like, "I guess."
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not?
Well,
and we'll go next year too. How's that?
That's right, and it's funny because I until last year, to be honest, I didn't even really know what it was. But it's a big deal. I mean, it's cool. I mean,
what are the crowds like?
Kind of depends on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a close game, they get all nuts.
Yeah.
But if it's like when we were beating North Cal by 10, they're happy when we got a hit, but it wasn't as big as when.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as critical at that stage of the game. But you earned that. I mean, you earned getting to that level, the stage of the game, with a lot of home runs and stuff. So.
Well, those stressful hits are a little more exciting than the ones that.
Yeah.
You just okay, another home run. That's great. That's great.
What do you think of that Coach Staves fella? What did he bring to your game? What made you how did he help make you a better player this summer? This spring?
He made me more confident in myself.
Yeah?
Like he told me it's okay, you got this, because I was nervous the first time I went up to hit, and then throughout the games and stuff, he just helped me be more confident in myself.
Yeah, and you fell for that. He tricked you.
Coaches are good at doing that.
Got you to buy into that. Well, that's the sign of a good coach, isn't it? Where do you bat in the order?
I bat 5th.
5th. Okay. All right.
That's where the boppers bat.
I figured she was going to say clean up. But
yeah. Guys like Nelson Cruz of the Mariners, they bat like number 5.
Well, this is probably a real hard question for either of you, Amber or Kayla, and either one can answer. But you don't exactly know anything about the competition, I suppose. And maybe that's good going into it that way, but I guess you really don't know what to expect out of your upcoming opponents.
No, we didn't really expect what we got at the Missoula tournament. We didn't really think about what these teams are going to be like. But playing ASA and during the summer, you see a bunch of new teams that you've never seen before.
Yeah. So the competition in this region, obviously very, very good. I can't imagine these kids are going to be blown away by watching opponents on the other side of the country just because they're in the World Series.
I mean, Hawaii, California, Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, that's, warm weather, and it's probably as good as it gets.
Yeah, and it's probably kind of unfair to you gals, but the Zootown All Stars, they probably got a target on
it was
back
like
a little bit.
93 degrees, and we see the California and Arizona teams just coming up in sweatshirts. I don't know.
Well,
I'm dying over here.
That's a little much. I know they're used to warmer climates, but come on.
Well, I hope these gals are intimidated because I want to take this sweatshirt off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, hey, Amber, tell us the GoFundMe page, and I don't even know how a GoFundMe page works.
Well, you go on to GoFundMe.com.
Go give them some funds.
Okay.
And,
yes.
And me and them will take care of it. That's all.
Go to GoFundMe.com, and then it should have a thing saying Zootown Softball Senior Little League, and set up by Mallory Hickethier. And you just click on that, donate now, and it should lead you right to it.
All right.
Cool. All right. They make it easy to give money these days.
Well, yeah. Hopefully they can raise a buck or two. Do you know a lot of people that are trying to get across the country to go watch you play?
Not that much, but just parents and family, and
it's a hike, man. That's
it's a long ways to go.
Of course, tell that to the team from Czechoslovakia. But,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, sure, they got a long ways to go.
No, that neat part of the country to be able to go and experience. Probably a part of the country you might not ever get to in your life.
Yeah.
So,
practice tonight. I think they practice at 7 tonight. Is that right, Dave? Something like that. Is that the official uni, the team jersey of the Zootown All Stars?
Yeah.
Those are cool.
We've been wearing this all day, going to try and get money.
Yeah. Is that a new jersey this year? Those are good looking uniforms. Yeah. Got
I like the colors, Dennis.
Yeah, got kind of the Grizz maroon going, and then a script or I don't know what you call the way the Zootown. Yeah, is that script or
sure?
It's right. Yeah,
it's a
you
font.
don't
it's a
know.
font.
You don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you. Well, anyway, no, but there and then some white trim on the sleeves and stuff, and yeah, those are good. That's good. So, all right. Well, hopefully we can raise you a few bucks here on the radio show. And,
yeah, we can hold a telephone.
Yeah. So are you, and you're excited about when do you leave?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Okay, and you'll get there. Who knows when?
Yeah.
Who knows when? When's your first game?
8:00 Sunday night.
8:00 Sunday night is when the Zootown all. And maybe Dennis, you can come back in and answer this. Are you seeded in some way because you're the defending champions, or how do they set that up? Good job, guys.
No, they just put us in there's 2 pools, Pool A and Pool B, and we're in Pool B.
Okay.
There's no seeding involved. So.
All right. Yeah, I suppose that would be pretty complicated.
You'll play everybody, and then they'll seed you.
Yeah, seed you from there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was gonna play state plus 40 this past weekend, but they canceled our tournament because we didn't have enough teams. Didn't have enough old guys that wanted to play.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm so thankful because I wouldn't be able to walk right now.
They probably don't need you on the Zootown All Stars, but thank you for offering. It's very, very thoughtful of you to try to hint around like that.
Yes.
No,
I'd be scared to bat.
Well, it's such an exciting deal, and we know you'll win, but win or lose, we hope you come back. I know we had you in on the show last year after the series, came in and talked about the experience, brought a couple of the players with you, and hopefully get a chance to do that again.
Well, we'd sure like to be back.
All right. Let me give out those phone numbers one more time here, Gurnz, before we go. You can get, and this is if you'd like to make a contribution, help out for some of the traveling expenses incurred by the Zootown All Stars, the Senior Girls Little League Softball, on their way to Delaware, 3rd year in a row. I got Kevin at 546-8863. So you can call Kevin, say, hey, I want to donate a few bucks, or Doreen, 370-5550. That's Doreen at 370-5550. I got that right, I hope.
Yes, you did.
I nailed it. Okay.
Or go to the GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com.
Yeah.
Zootown Softball.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Cool.
Amber and Kayla Hickethier, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Dennis, thanks as always. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Go practice, huh?
We'll go after it.
You go practice, and we'll continue to practice in here as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Stupid and Steel, Denny, on Sports Talk Tonight.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk Tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
We're back. Sports Talk Tonight with Gurnz and Bedard. Denny, that was pretty cool. Dennis Staves, head coach, and Amber and Kayla Hickethier, a couple of players off the Zootown All Stars, the Senior Girls Little League Softball Regional Champs. heading back to Delaware for the third year in a row to defend their World Series title.
Yeah, and I really appreciate, now for maybe obvious reasons, this one was kind of last minute, but I really appreciate guests being so gracious and willing to come in when I call him. I didn't call him till late this morning and say, hey, you want to come in on our sports show tonight? And,
yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'd like to give him a day or two notice at least,
right.
But of course it was nice to have the final results of the tournament, which didn't occur till last evening, so I guess I can kind of excuse myself on that one as to why I didn't call till now. But yeah, great guy and great kids that came in too. Amber and Kayla Hickethier, the sisters that are on the Zootown All Stars.
Right on, Denny. I just reading the paper online here, and it was just announced that Hellgate will not be playing a varsity football schedule in 2016. They will, I believe, be playing a junior varsity schedule.
I think that was the option that was proposed, but I wasn't sure if that was going to get approved or not.
And then they will petition to play a varsity schedule in 2017. And
right.
Hellgate has a new coach, Mick Morris, and he's trying to, as they say, get the building blocks in place and try to change the culture over there as far as football goes at Hellgate High School.
Yeah, and you talk about lining up guests for Sports Talk tonight. I think that's a fellow that I'd really like to talk to.
Oh, for sure.
That's got to be a guy whose glass is at least half full, maybe 3/4 full. I mean, you've got to have a real optimistic, positive outlook about a situation like that. I also understand this was announced somewhat back that the MHSA, Montana High School Association, kids from Hellgate that wanted to play on other teams, either at maybe Sentinel or Big Sky, because their high school did not have potentially did not have a AA program. I don't think we're allowed to do that.
No, and I believe, and I might get this wrong, that if you transfer high schools, it's 60 school days, or it might be 90 school days where you have to sit out before you're eligible to play. So,
yeah,
I my days are probably wrong there, but there's something like that. And it said that Hellgate's had approximately 50 kids made it to workouts, with the bulk of them being sophomores and freshmen. And
right.
If Coach Morris can keep those kids around and
well, if he can get 50, I like him already. If he can get that many under those circumstances, I mean, sure, the freshmen and sophomores, and they're probably kids that they might be talented players, and they really want to play. I suppose in their minds they're thinking, well, there's not going to be any juniors or seniors on this team to speak of. I probably got a pretty good chance to learn and grow and play at some level, whether it ends up being a JV schedule or not. Who would a AA high school JV team play?
Oh gosh, Denny? That's a good question.
I mean, it's all well and good to say, yeah, you can have this schedule. I just wonder who they're going to.
They might play Sentinel and Big Sky Junior Varsity,
okay,
or sophomore team, or what have you.
Well, hopefully
good question.
Hopefully they get some valuable experience.
We should get him on and
we should
have him answer those questions. And
yes,
he had 50 in the sophomore and freshman. Well, if next year those kids stick around, they get 25 more freshmen, and then if you got 100 kids there,
it'd be nice if
then you got a shot.
Yeah, if it manifested itself a little bit, that would be pretty good.
Then you got a shot. Wish him the best over there at Hellgate High School, though.
You bet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Scott Gurnz's Steel of the Week. The Steel of the Week is brought to you by True North Steel, Western Montana's industry leader in quality manufactured and fabricated steel products. Gurnz, the Steel of the Week.
Oh, I'm going on such a tangent this week, Denny. Such a tangent.
All right.
With
reinforce the soapbox. Here we go.
So yes, definitely. With the majority of the Russian Olympic athletes being banned.
Yes, sir.
Actually, the Olympic Committee they didn't want to ban all of them. They left it up to the individual sports bodies to determine whether or not they were going to be allowed to compete. Like the International Volleyball Federation will decide on volleyball players and swimming on swimming and blah, 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 blah. But the majority of them will not be participating in the Olympics. And I can see old Putin over there, yet we're going to get back at these Americans. We're going to steal the Democrats' emails in regards to Bernie Sanders.
Oh, no.
Yes. So, the Putin-backed Russians have stolen the Democrats' emails in regards to not liking Bernie Sanders very much.
Great.
So
now we're having our own little political convention in here, right?
I'm just stating facts. Yeah. I'm not forming an opinion, although I'll give it to you if you want it. But that is my Steel of the Week, Denny.
Brought to you by True North Steel, Western Montana's industry leader in quality, manufactured, and fabricated steel products.
And if I offended anyone, I'm not sorry. Yeah. But anyways.
You're only here 1 hour a week. You go into hiding the rest of the time. They'll never find you.
What's that thing with the opinions on this program?
Yes, do not represent those of management or advertisers. That's right.
All right, Denny, stupid athletes of the week. I got a couple. And it's not Johnny Manziel.
Okay, wow.
But this is sad. It's sad and it's stupid all at the same time. Lamar Odom. And you've heard the story. Lamar Odom, troubled kid through high school, college, finally gets to the NBA's. He's 6'11", 7 foot. One of those guys that's got all the talent in the world, and he ends up having a pretty good NBA career. And then he meets the Kardashians and goes off the deep end, and he was, hours away from being dead on a drug overdose and just in a really bad place, and got a little bit healthy, and well, wouldn't you know it, he's right back into the same predicament where they're talking that he's one binge away from dying again, and just sad and stupid that you have the world in the palm of your hands, and you just continue to be self-destructive. So Lamar Odom just being stupid again. And another thing that I found really interesting, Dallas Cowboys are being fined approximately $250,000 by the NFL for having 3 players suspended at one time on their team.
Wow.
And this is in relation to drugs.
The hammer comes down on the team because of that.
Yeah, I guess. So Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, very stupid in signing and drafting players of suspect character, because they were suspect character before they were drafted onto the Cowboys.
And they come from those categories. Right? You're talking about a draft choice this year. That's one of them, correct?
Yep.
And then one that signed, I believe, for I'm not sure. I think one was a signee and one was already there.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of everything there.
Just not good. So Dallas Cowboys, you're my stupid team of the week. Anyways. All right. When will we learn, Denny?
Yeah. Hey, once again, before we talk about another few things to wrap up the final few minutes here, if you would like to help out with the fundraising efforts for the Zootown All Stars, they were our guests, the coach, Dennis Staves, and a couple of the players, Amber and Kayla, were in here, but they are trying to raise some money, and we've got a couple of phone numbers, people you can call if you would like to. We'd sure appreciate it if you did. Kevin, you can reach Kevin at 546-8863. That's Kevin, 546-8863, or Doreen at 370-5550. Doreen, 370-5550. Either one of those will do, and as Coach Stave says, hey, even if you want to kick in $10, we'd love to hear from you.
Another interesting or fun thing going on this weekend is the Gene Brosovich Golf Invitational and Celebrity Gala that gets underway tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday for golf. The Thursday night event, it's a Celebrity Gala, is Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Holiday Inn downtown. Social hour followed by a silent auction. Dinner follows at 7, and then a live auction at 7:15. And then the next day is the golf tournament that starts at 7 a.m. Play begins at 8:15. There are still spaces available for teams. I'm sure not many. But if you
they tend to fill that bucket pretty good. So.
They do. Get a hold of Grizzly Athletics. You can call Colin Bonnickson at 406-317-3992 for some more information. Once again, the gala is tomorrow night with golf on Friday, and I've played in that many times, and it's a fun deal.
Yeah. Hey, another thing, Gurnz, I just don't want to let go of youth softball and baseball. We want to say good luck. We had guests in here from the team last week, and we want to say best of luck to the Missoula Mavericks, our AA American Legion baseball team. The guys were the regular season champs this year. They wrapped that up early this past weekend, or maybe it was even before the weekend. They really only had to win one game. I think they won 3 out of the 4 of their last 4 games, but they really only had to win 1 to clinch the crown, and they did that. And so Missoula is hosting the AA State Legion tournament for the first time in 15 years. They had a big opening ceremony banquet and get together last night down at Karis Park. Brent Musburger was the keynote speaker. He came up and gave a talk on that. And so their first game, just about ready to roll out there at Lindborg Craig Field, or is it? I call it Lindborg Craig Field, but the Missoula Legion Field, Dale Clausen. I think their first game is at 7:00 tonight. So hopefully they move on to a tournament as well, just like the Zootown All Stars did.
Right on. And we'll stick on the theme of baseball. Congratulations to the Mount Sentinel Little League squad, 12U team who beat Mile High of Butte on Monday night to clinch the regional number 1 seed, and they will be playing a team out of Billings. I believe it's Arrowhead. If you remember, the Arrowhead team is the one that went to the Little League World Series a few years back and did. I think they actually played in the championship game and ended up losing, I believe, to the international team. But anyways, they play Billings. I believe I don't think it's this weekend, but it's next weekend here in Missoula for the state title. So
awesome.
Good luck, Mount Sentinel.
And on the college scene, we're starting to count down the moments till fall drills get underway for the Montana Grizzly football team. So it's starting to be a pretty exciting time around here.
Well, and you know what? It's a pretty exciting time down in Rio for the Olympics, which starts next week, Denny. Right. Drug dealers in Rio now are adding the Olympic rings to cocaine wrappers. Let's give more Olympics to third world countries.
Yeah.
I'm all in favor.
Don't drink the water.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so, hopefully it'll come off without any kind of major incident. You don't want to see that. So.
Yeah, the Olympic Village was not done. The Australian team had to go to other hotels. I mean, it's just a
little late to be calling it a work in progress, but it's kind of a work in progress.
It's a you-know-what show, Denny.
Yeah.
Hey, get your butts to Access Fitness. I know I need to. We'll see you next week, Denny.
All right, buddy.
Sports Talk Tonight, Gurnz and Bedard.